Hello, everybody out there. This is Lily Flor. Welcome, welcome. We're going to give everybody a little bit of time to jump on to our live stream today. Today is Sunday, and today we are presenting an online ofrenda series for the month of May with We Rise LA, alongside with for this project with Mujeres de Maiz, sponsored by We Rise Los Angeles. And we're also at Why We Rise LA, so you can check out that hashtag. Mujeres de Maiz again presents SANACION Sundays. And today we have a special guest, and she's amazing. She's been with Mujeres de Maiz for quite a while, and she's been doing online series of art therapy and meditations throughout the year of 2020 as well, and also this year for Women's History Month. So today on SANACION Sunday, the title is Deep Roots, Strong Branches. And I'm not going to talk too much about what it's about and what we're introducing today. I'm going to introduce you to our guest, Celina JACQUES. And what we are going to do first together is going to be a land acknowledgement before we start. And I want to make sure that she comes into our stream right now, and I'm going to introduce everyone to her. Please welcome Celina JACQUES. Hi, Celina.
It's really good to be here with you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Before we get started today, we're just going to start with a small land acknowledgement and also maybe a little prayer. Is that okay? Just like really quick. So before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge the land that we are streaming from for our Tongva relatives. And we thank them for allowing us to be here and to give back to our community in this way. I'd also like to just acknowledge that what we're going to be working with today is calling upon our elders and the people who are with us here and now. And so we just ask them all to be here for blessings, strength, and support as we acknowledge them and everything they've done for us. Mateo. All right, seguimos. Do we get started?
Yes, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, have fun with Celina JACQUES, a professional here with Mujeres de Maiz. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lily. So a little bit more about We Rise LA. This is an initiative for mental health and well-being and combining the arts for this. And that's like my jam. Art heals, and Mujeres de Maiz has been doing this for a long time. Se me hace 20 years or more. I should have that information right here. Lily will put it up, I think. So this is what you're going to need to get started today. I just have a pad of paper. I just keep some laying around here. It doesn't have to be any kind of special paper. This is like a drawing pad, but even computer paper will do. Then I have got here a couple of things as options, but you just use whatever you have at home. I've got some oil pastels. This is my favorite brand. I don't know if you can see it, but these are my funnest ones. I got some markers, just got like a box of Sharpies here. And my box of my favorite color pencils. So any of these will do. If you have paint, you can do that. A lot of times I do trees with paint because it's a little bit fun and freeing, but I wanted it to be more grounding today. So I've chosen to do drawing supplies. So just a side note on art supplies is that there's a continuum of things that are more structured and then things that are a little more fluid and free. And they're good for different reasons. So today I chose more structure to do drawing because this is all about really grounding ourselves and rooting ourselves in our history, our ancestors, our strength really in several different ways. And I'm going to walk you through that. Ay, se me olvidó. Let me grab this. Hold on. So watercolors are cool and they're really fun for painting trees, but they're also looser. And so it's a little bit harder to control. And that's great when we're working on freeing ourselves, when we're working on being with the unknown and like stretching our limits for like frustration and like trust that things are going to be okay. But today we want to really be grounding ourselves, rooting ourselves. So I've got here a little notebook. I already got stuff written in here. What's this one? Oh, just my notes on a book I'm reading. So I'm going to go ahead and use this though. And something to write with. So you're going to need a pen or a pencil or something. You could use your colored pencils if you have. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to walk you through a pretty detailed journal entry, and I'm going to give you some time to work on it. If I get ahead of you and you're still writing on the last thing on the last prompt, that's okay. Just keep writing till you wrap up your thoughts and then catch up with us as we're going along. I'll be repeating them several times so that if you don't hear them or if you're in the middle of something and you don't get the next one, I'll come back to it. So don't worry about that. I will try to go not too fast and not too slow. Our theme today is deep roots and strong branches. So what we're going to be doing is writing about the parts of a tree and how those relate to ourselves, our life, and the people in our lives that help us to feel strong and supported. And then I'll walk you through how to actually create the tree. So we'll be writing first and then doing the artwork afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to write along with you. And let's get I'm going to put us some little like meditation music in the back while we're writing. Hold on a sec. Let me pull that up. All right. These are my favorite little meditation songs. All right. So go ahead and get your page. Write deep roots, strong branches across the top. And remember, everything in art for healing is all about the process. It's not about the product. We're not trying to make masterpieces here, although I think we do often. It's really about what it means to you and what it feels like as you're creating. So writing itself is also an art. You don't have to make like a beautiful poem out of this, but you can. Si te nace, right? If it's scribbles, if you cross things out, like it doesn't matter. Just write what's in your heart, let it flow. And try not to judge yourself. Try to imagine all of those people and things in your life that are supportive and grounding for you, and acknowledge how they would feel about you. Are they going to be over your back saying like, oh, you fucked it up? Sorry, I probably shouldn't curse. You messed it up, and like, what are you doing? You're not doing it right. That's not how they're going to talk to you. So we're going to practice not talking to ourselves like that today too. So deep roots, strong branches. The first thing that we're going to start with is the deep roots. So that's the foundation of the tree that we'll be drawing. And so we'll start at the bottom. So for your deep roots, the journal prompt is to write about anyone or anything that has helped instill values and strength for you in your life. So for example, for me, that's going to be my tias, my grandmas, my nana. These are people who showed me with the way that they lived their life how to be a strong woman of like faith, how to carry their spirituality in all of their actions, and how to not let the things that they struggled with take over their life. One thing that I always thought was really fascinating about them is that one, they didn't talk too much about the struggles in their life, but two, when they did, there was so much strength in it. They were never, like it never beat them. So take a few moments and write a little bit about the people or the things that helped instill strength and values in your life. If there wasn't a person in your family, maybe it was something in your life. It could have been a team that you were on or a class that you took. It could have been a group or community that you were part of. We all have something. It could have been a book you read. Anything that helped instill strength and values in your life. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to write on that. Name the people and the things, and then write a little bit about why. What did you learn from them? How do they root you in strength or values? How do you keep coming back to that over and over again in your life? So take your time here. Remember, if you get ahead of us, behind us, if I get ahead of you, then just keep working on what you're working on, because I'm going to come back. I'm going to repeat these a few times. So if you're ready, I'm just going to keep moving forward, keep working if you're not ready. We're going to move to the next part of the tree, and that's going to be the trunk. I'm just making little notes here, so I'm writing along with you. So the tree trunk, this might be hard for some of us. This is going to be, what are your own personal strengths? So these might be your talents. If you can't think of talents, think of things that are your favorite. Think of what other people, the people that we just wrote about before, what would they say or think about you? So I'm just gonna double back around for anybody who's just tuning in. We're writing our journal entries, starting with the deep roots in our lives. So what are the things that root you in your values and your strength? They can be people, events, books, communities. And then we write about our tree trunk, what helps us stand tall. And that's our own personal strengths, our talents, the things that we're good at. Sometimes we're good at things and we don't believe it, or maybe it's like we don't even want that thing, we're good at it. So here you're going to write about what other people would say your strengths are, what the people in your deep roots would say your strengths are. If it's hard to think of these, think about the struggles that you've had in your life and what helped you get through them. I'm going to move on, but again, if you're still writing, keep writing. It's okay. There's no rush. I'm going to repeat these several times so you'll be able to go back over it. So the next thing we're going to write about is our strong branches. Strong branches on the tree notify who is our current support system, who or what is our current support system. So this is going to be the people or things or communities that are in your life currently that help you get through hard times, that surround you when you're doing well. That might be just one person, your best friend or your partner or a parent. There might be none of those. Maybe it's a community that you're part of now. Maybe it's something that you come back to all the time. What are the strong branches in your life? These are your support systems. If it feels like you can't think of any, look backwards. Look at your strengths in the tree trunk. Which of those are part of things that help you feel supported and strong now? Look backwards into those deep roots. What about those people or things help you now to still feel supported? Identify who and what they are, and then write a little bit about how they support you, How do you know you're supported? How do you feel it? So take a few more moments here. And remember, you can keep writing even as I'm talking. I'm talking to explain it, to support you, and being able to brainstorm and think about what it is you need to write down, but you can keep working. So those were our strong branches. We've got 2 more parts of this tree we're going to work on. I'm just going to review again one more time if you're still catching up with us. The first part was your deep roots, the people or the things that helps instill values and strength in you and your life. Then we have the tree trunk, and these are your strengths, your personal strengths. Things that you're good at, talents that you have. Things that remind you you're good, you're strong. And then we have our strong branches. These are the people and the things that help us to feel supported now, currently in our life. The next thing we have to write about are the leaves of the tree. And the leaves of the tree are going to signify all of our accomplishments, all of the things that we've done in our life. And if it feels like it's hard to think of an accomplishment, think way, way back. If you won the spelling bee in 3rd grade, write that down. This is where we're going to acknowledge all of the things that we have accomplished, even if it was hard. Goals that we set for ourselves, no matter how long it took us to reach. Maybe we didn't even know we had some goals or things that we were working on, but we found ourselves being more able and more successful. So this is a place to write down anything that you're proud of. And if that's something hard for you to do, again, we're going to look backwards. What would those support systems say? What are they proud of? Or any of those strengths that you wrote down in the tree trunk, things that you can be proud of, ways that you've accomplished stuff. And then, of course, what do our deep always say? What would the people in our deep roots say that you've accomplished? And the things that, how do they show that you've been able to do it yourself? This isn't about being like more or less or being successful in anybody else's eyes. This is about what you've accomplished for yourself. Little sparkling moments of joy that you've been able to experience. All right, keep writing about that. I'm going to talk to you about the next one. And this is the last part of the tree ribbon. This is going to be new growth. So in the symbol of a tree, this can be like a fruit growing in a tree. It can also be a flower or new leaves. And what this signifies in your tree are goals for things to come. What are you looking towards? What places in your life or in yourself are you stretching a little bit? By going beyond what your capability is and expanding your strengths, your talents, accomplishments. Maybe you're building upon things. Or you still want to do. So that's the new growth. Remember, this is just your own personal journal entry. It doesn't have to be perfect or poetic, but like cool if it is. If you have something that you want to share, you can drop it in the chat. Got a cup of tea here. It's like all right, so I'm going to go over these one more time. We've got our deep roots, the people or the things that helped instill values and strength. Then we've got our own personal strengths. What are our talents? Things that you're good at, things that are good about you. And we've got our strong branches, the people or the things that support us now. And we've got the leaves on the tree, and all the things that we've accomplished. Maybe because we had the things we spoke about before, or maybe in spite of challenges and difficulties that we experienced. Then we've got new growth. And new growth is all about our goals and the things that we are still working on. The places where we're still growing, stretching, striving to reach more. So I'll give you a few moments with that. I'm going to put mine aside. And just my little list. And then the next thing we can do is grab a piece of paper. All right, mine tore kind of jaggedy. Okay, so what we're going to do for this part is I'm going to use, where am I? I'm going to use these pastels. Crayons will do, markers will do, a pencil will do. I just like to add color though. So the first thing I'm going to start with is just, I'm going to show you step by step how to draw this tree. Actually, let me see if I can show you the paper while I'm drawing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be drawing upside down so that you can see it right side up, I think. Yeah. I'm going to start with just 2 lines. So I'm going to make like a Y kind of line. And it's going to happen again up here. Remember, you can do this in any way you want to. It doesn't have to look just like mine. This is just some step-by-step instructions on how to do it. See, I like these because I can get some different textures on here. All right. Now, how many deep roots did you have? I listed 4 big ones, but I'm sure there's so many other things related to those. Communities that I've got to be a part of, and other family members. There are ancestors I never met, but I know how much impact they had in my family. So I'm going to start with the 4 that I named, and I'm just going to kind of add some little branches on the roots here. There's no right or wrong way. I'm going to add them from the top of the trunk. And you can make yours swirly or jackety or any which way feels right. So I'd like mine to be a little more spread out, so I'm going to move them out here. And remember, as you're working on this is all the symbolism of what your journal entry was. This is a visual representation of all the information on your journal entry. That's one reason that I really love art, is that it gives us a way to express things when there aren't words for it. And it's a way to make things completely personal. So I colored in the tree here. Remember, this is your own personal strength. Strengthening up some of these roots. I'm just making them thicker as they come towards the trunk of the tree. If you're using oil pastels, they're really cool because you can like smudge them if you want to. So I can make all this with like more earth down here at the bottom. And that's also an idea I really love, that like our deep branches help root us into the earth. And I think for a lot of us, a lot of times, some of our deep roots, at least some of them, are our ancestors, the people that came before us in our family, or even further back than that. And a lot of times, they had a deep and beautiful connection to the earth, a part of the world that they lived in. And so in that way, it's part of my roots too. I was in a really cool conference recently, and as soon as I heard some people starting to share for their workshop, I heard their voices and I knew exactly where they were from. They were from the Southwest, and that's where I'm from. And I could hear it. I could hear it in their voices, and it was really amazing that I could like hear the land speaking through them, because I recognized what the cadence of a sentence sounds like when the people from the place where I'm from speak. I can hear home. So now that I've colored in the trunk, I'm going to come up here to the branches. And this one I may or may not be so literal with it. So depending on how many people or things you recognized as your branches that help you now, you can draw them here. And remember, they can be communities, people, experiences, classes, books, anything. What supports you, what helps you now. You see the top of my page. So I've got 3 big main branches. I'm going to make some smaller ones. And same thing as the roots, I'm going to thicken them up as they come closer to the trunk. I don't know if you can hear that, but my neighbor is like a word worker extraordinaire, and he's always building something, so it sounds like he's sawing or sanding something out there. All right, so here are my branches, and I'm going to leave them like this. Can you see that whole thing? There we go. So I've got those deep roots. I've got these. Actually, I want them to look a little stronger. I'm going to thicken them up a little bit. These strong branches are the things that hold me up nowadays. And it doesn't have to be people. It can be practice. My morning walk. All of this stuff holds me up. So moving forward, I'm going to switch colors. And then I'm going to show you, let's see here. I'm going to pick a darker green. I changed my mind. I'm going to pick a light green. And I'm going to make the shape of the leaves on the top of my tree. I hope you can see that. So my tree, actually, I feel like my leaves are a little off the page. So I'm going to make the shape of the leaves go around the back of the branches. And the reason that I chose a lighter green instead of a darker one is because I kind of like the idea of trying to make this tree glow a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of messily make this shape here. These are all my accomplishments, these leaves. Feels like a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a few things and make some individual leaves visible. So this is going to be the things in my life I feel like I've accomplished. And they can be big or little. One for me is moving to LA. I love being here. And I've also accomplished recovering from some pretty big tragedies. I feel like those are harder to call just one leaf. It's like a whole section of leaves that it took for me to overcome some of the things that I really struggled with. I'm going to start coloring this in. If you want to, you can make individual leaves for your accomplishments. Maybe you reached a goal in your education or in your career. Maybe some of your relationships or your family or your accomplishments as well. So I'm just going to start coloring this in a little bit, and I'm going to pick a darker color and make a little kind of ring of that a little further in here. And again, this is just my kind of easy way of doing this, scribbling. There's no right or wrong. If you want to draw the individual leaves, you can. If you want to make a certain type of tree, you can. This is just my easy way. I'm just scribbling it. Everybody can do that. There's always no art experience necessary when we're doing art therapy. Everything in art therapy is about using the lines, the shapes, the colors, the way that we do things, and the meaning that we put behind it. That's what helps us heal. And then this whole artwork becomes a symbol for everything that we wrote about. You don't have to read pages about it. You can just look at it and you know, this is me. These are my deep roots. These are my strong branches. This is what sustains me when things are hard. This is what keeps me going when I want to give up. This is what gives me hope, motivation to keep working towards the future that I want for myself. So I'm going to switch to a darker green, and I'm just going to scribble that in right here. Again, no right or wrong, I just like scribbly trees. If you can, it would be awesome if you could share this with somebody as you're working on it. Or you could even drop in some of the things that you're writing about and what your symbols are as we're creating this tree. You can just pop it in the chat. So a lot of times in therapy, there are kind of there's a lot of things going on, but there are two main things happening. That's my dog, he's crying, he wants to go outside. Wait. All right, so 2 things that happen with therapy. Keep working on your tree. I'm gonna come back to it in a sec. So keep working on it as I'm talking. All right, 2 things that happen. So I learned this from a colleague of mine when I was working in an inpatient hospital. That's working with people who were a danger to themselves or others in some way, shape, or form. And what we talked about is therapy and healing, really, being 2 parts. 1 part solvent and 1 part glue. So the solvent is what we do when we talk about the things that we've struggled with, when we talk about the pain. And we figure out why. Why is it affecting us like this? Why did it get that way? What's happened to me in my past that's coming up that's still playing a role in my life now that's not serving me anymore? So that's the solvent. We take things apart, we try to understand it, we try to figure out why it's happening and how we can change it. The glue, though, the glue is sometimes even more important than the solvent, because if you just dissolve things and you don't have a foundation underneath them, then there's nothing, right? I saw this funny meme once that said, like a person in therapy, and they said, no, doc, don't touch that. That's a load-bearing neurosis. So, like, we develop things to take care, to hold the load of the things that we've experienced in our life. And we need that. That's how we got through. So if we dissolve that, we don't have anything else in its place, then there's nothing and it feels even more hopeless. But if we have enough glue, then we can dissolve stuff, but we've glued enough together to hold ourselves together. So the glue is about bringing in these deep roots. No, Junior. My dog thinks Junior. Is about bringing in these deep roots, about figuring out what is our glue, what helps keep us together, what helps us get through the hard times without having to go back to things that don't serve us anymore. And that's this. That's coming back to our deep roots, reclaiming them, because they've been stolen by so many things in life, right? By trauma, or by colonization, or all the other things that get in the way of us remembering who we really are. And so that's what the glue is, as we start taking those pieces of who we really are that we lost along the way, whether it was generations back or whether it was because of our own personal trauma, we pick them back up and we start to glue them together, and we glue them so that there's strength, so that then we can do that solvent work, right? And undo the things that aren't working anymore. But we have to have something to take its place, something that's healthier, that's better for us. So that's why we're making this tree with deep roots and strong branches. So I'm going to do one more thing here on my tree. I'm going to pick a really light, I'm going to pick white actually. These oil pastels are really good for this, what I'm doing right now, but not necessary. You can do this with colored pencils or paint. And I'm just coloring some white around here because I want to make my tree glow. This is a magical, mystical tree of the glue in my life. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to start blending it into where my tree is. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm like literally scribbling. Then I'm going to come back in with the light yellow and do that one next. Kind of like the sun's behind this tree. You can make a glow here, or you can just fill it in with sky, clouds, anything else that you want. I'm going to pick a darker yellow now and go over that. Again, I love oil pastels to do this work right here. whole thing should glow. I'm going to make little glowy lines on the roots. And so now we're just kind of decorating. Now we're honoring our tree. We're honoring these ancestors deeply rooted in the earth where we're from, wherever home is for you. This is how we carry home with us, because we are always rooted in that. I'm going to come back in with my light yellow. I always think this is so funny to do drawings or painting step by step. I feel like Bob Ross. I'm just blending it all in. Ooh, and I just recognized I forgot to add one thing to my tree. That new growth. What are the things we still want? What are the things that we want to continue to grow in? So I'm going to add that new growth to my tree now. And I'm going to add, some little orange blossoms here. So I'm just going to add them right on top. This media, these pastels, let me do that. But if you're using colored pencils, then you have to draw it in. I got a lot of things still to do. I don't know if you can hear the dogs in the background playing. All right, so there's my new growth, and these are the things that I'm going to continue to grow in, to learn about, to strengthen in myself, to reclaim. So I had to turn it up. I've been drawing upside down to show you. So I had to turn it right side up so I could see what I was doing. So here's how it's going. And I actually what I want to do is expand this like glowing in the back. And I'm going to make it like sunbursts. Just quick scribbles. Remember, it's not so much about what it looks like. It's really, really about what it means. That's what's most important. There we go. We've got some good big sunbursts in here. So today we did this as like a reflection. Just a quick visual reminder of everything that we want to reclaim in ourselves, in our lives, in our family, the things that make us strong, the things that remind us who we are and help us keep that glue when the world can really steal it. We might have learned all sorts of things that aren't helpful for us anymore. So reclaiming who we really are. So in those moments when life is hard, or you don't recognize yourself anymore, this is what we come back to. This is who you really are. So I'm just deepening up that sunburst. I'm putting a little blue for the sky back there. And what would be really cool is if you can share this. You can share it with us in the comments. You can also share it with anyone who's with you now. You can put it up on your fridge and share it with whoever comes to visit. Remember, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece. This is you. And we are perfect in our imperfections, so this does not have to be perfect. I'm just adding some glowing at the bottom here. Couldn't do it upside down, sorry y'all. I'm adding some ground beneath, just filling in that earth. Filling in that first mama that holds us as our earth. All right. So here's mine. I hope that you can take some time to show us yours. This is just my depiction of the glue that holds me together. The glue that helps me reclaim all the parts of myself that could have been lost. Maybe they were lost for a long time. When I felt lost, this is a way to find ourselves back. So that's it for today. I'd like to really thank you for being here with Mujeres and Maiz. Mujeres and Maiz has 24 years of art and activism. We're doing this as part of the We Rise initiative with the LA County Mental Health Department of Mental Health. And we're excited to be offering online ofrendas for the whole month of May as part of We Rise. It's for mental health and well-being through the arts and activism, which is Mujeres and Maiz. My name is Celina JACQUES. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and a board-certified art therapist. I have an offering for more meditations and workshops. If you're interested, reach out. You can find me, Mujeres and Maiz, on Facebook, on Instagram, and mujeresandmaiz.com. I'm going to check on the comments over here. Lovely exercise. Awesome. Diana, thank you for being here. Yapo, thank you for being here. I would love it if you all have any questions or comments or you want to share about something that came up for you. That would be super cool. If you want to share anything, I was kind of sharing with you as I went along. Oh, sorry. You are so very welcome. So one thing that you can do that I always like to do is I like to write on the back of my artwork. So, right now I know exactly what this means to me, and hopefully I'll know forever, but if it's living on my fridge for a while, I want a little reminder on the back. So what you can do is give yourself a title, or just use the title that we use today, Deep Roots and Strong Branches. I love that as a way to remind ourselves in those moments where maybe you don't feel so strong, to just remind yourself, like, no, I've got this. I've got deep roots. I've got strong branches. What can I pull upon in my roots to get me through this? What are some supports, those strong branches that I can call upon to help me when I need to? So you can write on the back here. I always like to give it 3 words that I think of when I look at it. So this one, I think of energy, the way that I kind of scribbled on it. Energy. I like reclaiming. I think I was talking about that a lot today, and it really comes through for me. And movement. And for me, I think movement means movement forward. Yes, I'm seeing some questions here about being an art therapist. I did have to go through a master's program. So I have a master's degree in art therapy. And then you have to go through, I forgot how many hours of training to become a registered art therapist. And then you have to sit for an exam to become a board certified art therapist. So it was like a double track. I did both licensed marriage and family therapy, master's, training hours, and then a licensing exam, and then the same for art therapy. There are several different places that you can go to research that. If you want to look into art therapy, you can also reach out to me. I'll tell you about my journey a little bit more and how you can get there. I'm was just kind of like a natural born artist. I think like most of the women in Mujeres and Maiz, art and activism, art and healing just springs innately from within us. And so to be able to share that with other people is really magical. And it was a way that I was able to combine my I don't know, like my passion for health and healing and well-being, and also art. Absolutely, the symbolism for trees. Thank you so much, Inyapo, for your comment about the symbolism of the trees. I know that there's so much more that we could talk about as we talk about trees. But for today, I think this is a great way to remember them. I'd love to know what you teach about also. I'm just reading these comments here. All right. Well, it looks like there's more comments. Oh, look, we got the comments right here. I didn't know we could do that. Awesome. Interested in becoming an art therapist. Trees. Thank you, thank you. Therapy. Oh my gosh, yes. We are over here trying to decolonize therapy and to return to our old healing ways. I always say that the way that I happened to come upon here was just the Western way. I needed a piece of paper to say that I was a healer. So all of us have our ways of knowing, and part of reclaiming that is healing the way we know how, and that's through art, through music, through dance. Right? It's much more than just talk therapy. So we're out there, and if you need therapy, like, send me a message. I'll point you in a direction for some other people that I know. Absolutely. Somebody is here from ¿Dónde? Italia? I missed it. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. Yes, if you have Medi-Cal, you can get therapy. Absolutely. It's like a longer answer, but yes, you can get therapy. There are community agencies out there with amazing, dedicated therapists that like love to do community work. That's where I started, and we're out there. You can definitely be able to check out. Right here, We Rise is part of the Department of Mental Health initiative. And so if you look up the LA County Department of Mental Health or call 211, you can get more information. You can also go to 211.com. Get more information about the services that are available near you. A lot of times people think that therapy or this kind of healing is inaccessible, but there are lots of ways that you can get help. Absolutely. Ooh, we've got a good question about using this recording, and I actually don't know that one. Maybe I will bring our host, Lily Flor, on. She is with Mujeres and Maiz and helping to coordinate all of the ofrendas that we are giving for this We Rise initiative. So we'll have to get back to you on that one for using this. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Again, this is, I'm Celina JACQUES. I'm a marriage and family therapist and art therapist, and I'm here with Mujeres and Maiz. And we are partnering with the Department of Department of Mental Health from LA County for We Rise. So this is mental health and wellness. Thank you so much. Hola, Lily.
Hi.
All right.
So, nice session. Thank you so much, Celina.
Thank you. Thank you. It was really great to be able to do this.
Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to say before we move on to the next to log off?
Nope, I think that's everything. Did I cover all the Mujeres and Maiz stuff?
Yes, you did. So let's log off the live stream and part ways with everyone here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for
Thanks,
today's
everybody.
SANACION Sunday with Deep Roots Branches. That was a beautiful session, art therapy session. We hope everyone else comes and joins us again for more programming next Sunday and also this Wednesday as well, and for the next weeks. And we also have many mural pop-ups coming up. So join us, click on our sites, follow us, follow Celina JACQUES at Celina JACQUES Therapy. She did an amazing job always. And so please do follow us and stay tuned, be well, love your heart, and love each other. Blessings. Anything else, Celina? That's it?
No, that's good.
We're
All right,
good.
bye, everyone. Thanks.
Good day.